Facebook is facing new charges from the Trump administration for allegedly violating housing discrimination laws. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Facebook lets advertisers keep listings away from users who use terms like assistance dog, mobility scooter, or certain races, religions, and zip codes. On top of that, the Justice Department joined a lawsuit saying Facebook lets advertisers pick preferred users. And for more, we're joined by legal and media analyst Lionel. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Lionel, do you see this new Facebook controversy having anything to do with censoring or shadow banning that we've been hearing so much about on Twitter?
It's a perfect analogy and a great tutorial. Because as you know, when people suggested that Facebook and other social media platforms were discriminating against certain political opinions or certain news stories, some folks said, well, look, it's Facebook. They're a private entity. They can screen accordingly. They can leave certain facts out. Okay, well, here's this new analogy. What if Facebook decides to screen out and limit facts as to certain forms of housing that is on that is being advertised? Let's say you're an unscrupulous landlord and you say, listen, I don't want black people or any kind of handicapped people. So can you make sure that when I send this Facebook ad out, it doesn't go to anybody who might be African American or Italian or somebody who owns a service dog? Now all of a sudden people say, wait a minute, that's horrible. Do you mean they can do this? So maybe, Natasha, this will act as a tutorial to say, yes, it's that same mechanism. One in news stories, others in discrimination when it comes to housing, but it goes to show you the pernicious and horrid example of how a seemingly innocuous, social media platform can wreak devastating hazards in the community. I don't want to get too excited about this, but I think this is a learning tool, if you will.
It certainly is. And so, question for you, are these social media platforms truly private, or do they owe a duty of full exposure and disclosure?
This has been the issue that has been so fascinating, and they've been for the longest time, especially when it comes to news filtering. They can say, you can't say that we're violating the First Amendment because only a government can violate your freedom of expression, your free speech. We're just a private industry, a private service. We're just Mark Zuckerberg with his T-shirts, and it's just pictures of your doggy and grandma. We're not the government. Well, a lot of people are suggesting that when you go back and look at where these companies came from, In-Q-Tel and DARPA and seed money, and how there is indeed perhaps a governmental entanglement. And also, Natasha, when these folks provide, in some cases, 90% or more of all the news that a substantial fraction of Americans get, you mean to tell me this is some private little industry? No. This is almost bigger than the government.
And isn't this creative targeting as to housing adverts and the like?
Absolutely. It goes to show you. And what's also ProPublica, I believe, and other platforms deliberately try, Natasha, to construct ads that limited, I mean, in this ad, based on faith or religion, and within 30 seconds, this was last year, one particular case, but within 30 seconds after Facebook promised, oh, we've removed these filtering abilities, they had ads approved, which basically eliminated 90% of the population of America from renting these houses. I mean, it is hypocrisy on steroids.
Wow. Thank you so much, as always, Lionel. We really appreciate your time.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.